Fame, the most elusive light that captivates many with its warm, tender caress. However, unbeknownst to many, it also acts as a double-edged sword. In order to bathe in its luminous glow, an exchange must be made. The person seeking fame must give something of equal or greater value as a tithe before they can enter its light. But even when the exchange is made, it is not a guarantee that fame will return the favor. For you see, one of a few things can happen. 1. The longer the light burns, it expands its luminous domain, conquering the shadows through a series of attrition. And as its kingdom expands, sometimes it can unearth secrets that were meant to be buried and forgotten. 2. The creator develops an insatiable lust. They are willing to do anything in order to preserve the foundation they've already built. So they give more. The price does not matter. Whether it be their sanity, humanity, their dignity, even something as precious as life, nothing is sacred to these people. And for the third instance, their desire is twisted, bringing the person fame in the most horrific sense. It's basically some monkey's paw bullshit. And for just a few moments of your time, lend me your ears as I regale you with their stories. But before we do anything, what's up, dudes? My name is OK Kyle, and welcome to the Internet X-Files. For this first one, get ready to experience the depths of human patheticness on full display, completely naked and without shame. This story may have a fine coating of dust on it, but I can assure you that it is still kind of fresh in the minds of people online. But in case you've forgotten, I don't blame you. There is always another desperate, pathetic loser asshole waiting to take their place. So last year, in early September, late August, you may remember seeing headlines and videos about what happened during Logan Paul's fight with some teenage TikTok influencer or some washed-out boxer who hasn't had a real match in about 5 years. But the focus wasn't on the fight itself. No, rather it was about an embarrassing encounter that happened before the fight. You see this young man with that youthful vigor and stars in his eyes? Yeah. His name is Austin Wallace, and he was a young man who had aspirations on becoming a social media influencer. So he took it upon himself to seek out Logan Paul and ask him for a job. That's a fucking scary thought to have. A generation of kids that grew up watching Logan and Jake on YouTube are now aspiring to be like them. Would it be an overreaction if I said that I want to suck the end of a double-barreled shotgun and escape this nightmare? With the meeting of these two predestined, it was like Socrates enriching the mind of Plato. But instead of wisdom and insight on philosophical studies and trying to understand human nature, it was more like Logan teaching Austin how to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in a now worthless fucking NFT scam.
Alright guys, I have a good feeling about this store.
Want you to dink on my face, take a doink on my chest, yeah, yeah. Dink doink, you're my favorite coin. Why don't you come on over, take pictures of my
Sweet
feet.
salad.
And what not to do when you find yourself filming a video in Japan's most notorious suicide forest. However, this is where Austin made the fatal decision that would forever alter his online trajectory. You see, for some reason, whether blinded by delusions of grandeur or lacking any semblance of self-awareness, probably a mixture of both. I mean, let's be fucking honest here. It's an online influencer. When does reason and a functioning brain go in tandem with an online influencer? Are you fucking kidding me? In Austin's cavernous mind, Logan would become his favorite Creed song and accept him with arms wide open. Everything was in sight for Austin. Everything he dreamed of was almost tangible. The millions of adoring fans, the merch, an empire built on terrible content ideas. What could possibly go wrong for Austin?
I'm not the guy.
Then, like the phantom hand of a pimp trying to keep a feisty bitch in check, reality struck him across the face with a lingering sting. To most people, this is where the story should have ended. This encounter would have been nothing more than an insignificant CliffsNotes in the vast internet archive. But where's the fun in that? We all love watching a person's misery play out in real time, don't we?
This right here is my favorite thing, ever. In the history of forever.
I think about this every day. I think about this all night long. I stay awake, not sleeping.
Moments after feeling the sharp sting of rejection, Austin filmed himself crying in his car and made the wise decision to post it on TikTok for everyone to see. People mercilessly roasted this poor bastard for being nothing more than a desperate clout chaser, who gave up his six-figure welding job straight out of college, mind you.
Making $3 million. I make $100,000 a year. 22, I do make $100,000, that's cool, and I want to...
In order to pursue an online career that basically boiled down to being an intern for Logan Paul. And for the first time in his sordid online career, Logan Paul walked away with a unanimous W.
You win!
An occurrence so goddamn rare that it's the internet equivalent of Halley's fucking Comet. Considering everything anyone with the last name Paul has done over the past several years, do you know how fucking hard it is to give them a win? Now, if you're curious to know what happened to this broken husk of a man, I'll give you the Cliff's Notes version. Like most people without a shred of dignity left to sell, he appeared on an episode of Dr. Phil a mere week later to give his side of the story. And like the assumed psychologist Dr. Phil is, he enabled Austin's obsession by having two large TikTokers help him advance his career? What the fuck? That's like a recovering alcoholic going to a bar and celebrating his 1 year of sobriety with a nice cold beer. Do you understand why nothing makes sense? What the fuck? Afterwards, Austin did manage to find some traction on TikTok and his YouTube channel, but then after a while, people slowly started to lose interest in him because when they watched his videos or looked up his name on Google or YouTube or anywhere else, they went, oh wait, he's that guy who cried about Logan Paul not giving him a job. But Austin wouldn't give up, no. A few months later, he tried to crack open the same old chestnut and did the same exact stunt with Bryce Hall.
You can sell one of these bitches. No, I'm not gonna sell. I'm not a fanboy. I know, but you can sell it.
Yeah, that's like auditioning for a band and then telling the other band members their music fucking sucks. Like, what did you expect to happen? One surprise Pikachu face later, and it obviously didn't work out with Bryce. There was no collaboration whatsoever. So Austin did the next best thing in order to get Bryce's attention. So obviously, you fly across the country and just stalk Bryce Hall outside of his mansion, making countless videos begging him to come outside to do a video with you.
My hope was literally belittling, so I decided to go up to Bryce Hall's house, and I absolutely do not encourage anyone to do this. Never go up to a YouTuber's house.
Now, obviously, there's nothing wrong with pursuing your dreams and ambitions as long as they don't consume you. Though what Austin did in order to achieve a crumb of fame was give up his dignity. Now Austin is nothing more than the husk of a desperate man forever cursed to seek clout at any cost. He and Pedro are probably going to shoot one of the most dangerous videos ever. His idea, not mine. Yeah, that's the more polite way of putting things, considering how future events played out. When she first posted this tweet, what Mona Lisa Perez didn't realize was that fate was lurking in the shadows, listening to her every desire. And when the time came to shoot the video, a video wasn't the only thing getting shot that day. They have the typical videography of pranks, vlogs, a few reaction videos, etc. You know, the kind of content that's to be expected from a channel like this. However, like a malnourished flower left to wither in the shade, they wished for growth. Not incrementally over time, though. Rather, an instantaneous growth that would skyrocket their channel. To help them in this endeavor was their brilliant concept, and it involved a dictionary and a desert eagle. Curious viewers, I know what you're probably thinking right now. What could possibly go fucking wrong in this scenario? Well, let's just sprinkle in a little stupidity into this equation, yeah? How about we shoot the gun at point-blank range while someone holds the book over their chest? To put it simply, it was...
perfection.
Now, to no one's surprise, when firing a high-caliber pistol with no supervision or training, a dictionary isn't exactly the most reliable means of defense. It's like expecting your house of Legos to withstand a hurricane and still be there the following day. That's not how it works. Tragically, Pedro Ruiz was accidentally shot and killed when recording this video. In 2018, Mona Lisa Perez was found guilty of second-degree manslaughter, serving a 6-month sentence with an additional 10 years probation. Fame did answer Mona Lisa's pleas. It did bring her notoriety, but at what cost? The life of the man she once loved. This last one is about Nicholas Perry, or as he's infamously known on YouTube as Nikocado Avocado. Everyone who doesn't live in a cave knows who this man is at this point in time. But before he amassed millions of followers, he was once a humble vegan YouTuber and aspiring violinist. But then he found out what most of the world already knew by this point.
Vegans are insufferable cunts.
And after a brief period of rumination, he uploaded a video that would forever change his life, for better and for worse. October 5th, 2016, he uploaded his first mukbang video, and it instantly became a sleeper hit for his channel. Mukbang videos became the cornerstone and foundation of his career. Whenever a new video dropped, eager fans huddled around their video playing devices to watch a man easily devour thousands of calories worth of food in a single sitting. However, as he devoured vast quantities of food, in the span of just a mere few years, Nikocado had become the YouTube equivalent of a TLC show. Eternal mukbang of the bottomless stomach. People weren't tuning in to solely watch this man gorge himself to death. There was an underlying morbid curiosity. For you see, in some of his videos, Nikocado would talk about drama. Other times, it would be just a peek into the turbulent relationship between him and his husband.
Are you serious? I'm seriously in love with you! That's what I tell the therapist, Lita!
Nikocado being embroiled in the latest issue of YouTube drama, such as being a giant abusive asshole to other creators. His carefully manicured genial facade was slipping, gradually revealing the monster lurking beneath that plump mask he calls a face. There were also countless instances of him talking about his numerous medical issues, and he would come to the rational conclusion that they were all mysteries.
You guys, I am very triggered. I am officially 400 pounds. How did this happen?
Well, it doesn't take a group of meddling teenagers and their fucking talking dog to solve this obvious mystery, now does it, kids? To say he gave an arm and leg for his fame would just be a tasteless joke when he inevitably gets diabetes. Nikocado gave up just more than his mental and physical well-being. He became an internet tragedy. Sure, some people cared about his well-being, but a majority would watch vicariously to see this young man slowly turn his life into a self-made mockery. Because if there's one thing people love to see, it's watching a person's inevitable downfall and demise in real time. Out of all of the online creators that have existed, these are only a few examples of the myriad that exist. But let these stories be cautionary tales of what happens when desperation undermines rationale. What happens when a person becomes desperate enough that they are willing to do anything in order to satiate fame.